done it in spite of her. To hell with her, he threw the message away. Finally, they stopped, but the rehearsals went on. Suddenly, it was opening right. There is a mystic about the birth of a new star. It as though some telepathic message is instantly transmitted to the four corners of a world of show business through some magic alchemy. The news spreads to London and Paris, to New York and Sydney. Whenever there is theatre, he word is carried. 5 minutes after Toby Timble walked onto the stage of the Oasis Hotel, the word was out that there was a new star on the horizon. California Lawrence flew a tour Toby's opening and stayed for the super show. Toby was flattered. Clifton was neglecting his other clients for him. When Toby finished the show, the two of them went to the hotel's all-night coffee shop. Did you see all the celebrities out there? Toby asked. When they came back to my dressing room, I didn't clear. Near died. Clifton smiled at Toby's enthusiasm. It was such a pleasant change from all his other jaded clients. Toby was a pussycat, a sweet blue-eyed pussycat. They know talent, then they see it. Clifton said, so does the Oasis. They want to make a new deal with you. They want to raise you 650 or to the 1,000 a week. Toby drops his spoon. 1,000 a week? What a fantastic. Cliff. And I have had a couple of fails from the Thunderbird and the El Rancho Hotel already. Toby asked, elated, don't wet your pants. It's just to pay along. He smiled. It's old story, Toby, to meet you. Me, you are a headliner, and you are a headliner, but no a headliner. Are you a headliner? He stood up. I have to catch plane to New York. I'm flying to London tomorrow. London, when will you say back? A few weeks. Clifton leaned forward and said, listen to me, dear boy. You have 2 more weeks here. Treat it like a school. Every night you are up on that stage, I want you to figure out how you can be better. I have persuaded O'Hanlon and Ranger not to leave. They are willing to work with you day and night. Use them laundry. Will you come back weekends to see how our thing is going? Right, Toby said. Thanks, Cliff. Oh, I almost forgot. Clifton Lawrence said casually. He pulled a small package from his pocket and handed it to Toby. Inside, a pair of beautiful diamond cufflinks. They were in the shape of a star. Whenever Toby had some free time, he relaxed around the large swimming pool at the back of a hotel where 25 girls in the show, and there were always a dozen or so from the chorus line in bathing suits sunning themselves. They appeared in the hot noon air like late blooming flowers, one more beautiful than next. Toby had never had trouble getting girls, but that happened to him now was a totally new experience. The showgirls had never heard of Toby Timble before, but his name was up a light on the marquee. That was enough. He was a star, and they fought each other for the privilege of going with him. The next 2 weeks were marvelous for Toby. He would wake up around noon, have breakfast in the drawing room where he was kept busy singing autographs, and then rehearse for an hour or 2. Afterwards, he would pick on 1-2 of the long-legged beauties around the pool. The Toby learned something new because of the skimpy customs of the girl. During the final week of Toby's engagement at the Oasis, he had a visitor. Toby had finished and first show and was his dressing room, creaming off his makeup, when his dining room captain opened the door and said his hushed tones, Mr. Al Caruso would like to join his table. Al Caruso was one of the big names in Las Vegas. He owned a hotel outright and it was rumored, and he had points in 2 or 3 others. It was also rumored that he had more connections, but that was no concern of Toby's. What was important was that if Al Caruso liked him, Toby could get bookings his Las Vegas for the rest of his life. He hurriedly finished dressing and went into the dining room to meet Caruso. Al Caruso was a short man in his 50s with grey hair, twinkling soft brown eyes, and a little punch. He reminded Toby of a miniature Santa Claus. As Toby came up to the table, Caruso rose, held out his hand, smiled warningly, and said, Al Caruso, just want to tell you what I think of you. Toby pulled up a chair. There were 2 other men at Caruso table, dressed in dark suits. They were both drooly, sipped Coca-Colas, and did not say a word during the entire meeting. Toby never learned their names. Toby usually had his dinner after his first show. He had a nurse now. But Caruso has obviously just finished eating, and Toby did not want to appear to be more interested in food than his meeting with the great man. I'm impressed with you, kid, Caruso said, real impressed, and he beamed at Toby with those mischievous brown eyes. Thanks, Mr. Caruso, Toby said happily. That means a lot to me. Call me Al. Yes, Mr. Al. You go to Fortune, Toby. I have seen him come and I have seen him go, but the one with talent lasts a long time. You go talent. Toby could feel a pleasant warmth suffusing his body. He fleetingly debated whatever to tell Al Caruso to discuss business with Clifton Lawrence, but Toby decided to might be better if he made a deal himself. If Caruso is excited about me, Toby thought, I can make a better deal than Cliff. Toby decided he would let Al Caruso make the first offer and then he would do some hard bargaining. I almost wet my pants, Caruso was telling him. That monkey routine of yours is the funniest thing I ever heard. Coming from you, that's real compliment, Toby said with sincerity. The little Santa Claus eyes were filled with tears of laughter. He looked out a white silk handkerchief and wiped them away. He turned to his 2 escorts. Did I say he is a funny man? I am too off, nodded. Al Caruso turned back to Toby. Tell you why I came to see you, Toby. This was a magical moment. His entrance into the big time. Clifton Lawrence was of Europe and somewhere making deals for has been climbed when he should have been here making this deal well. Lawrence would have a real surprise in store for him when he turned. Toby leaned forward and said, smiling engagingly, I'm listening, Al. Miles, love you. Toby blinked, sure that he had missed something. The old man was watching him, his eyes twinkling. I'm sorry, Toby, said a confusion. What did you say? Al Caruso smiled warmly. Miles, love you, she told me. Millie. Could that be Caruso's wife, his daughter? Tori started to speak. Caruso interrupted. She's a great kid. I'm been keeping her for 4 years. He turned to the other two men. 4 years. They nodded. And Caruso turned to Tori. I love that girl, Toby. I am really, really crazy about her. Toby could feel a blood beginning to drain from his face. Mr. Caruso, all Caruso said, Millie and me got a deal. I don't cheat to her except with my wife.